How do everybody? We're going to change the head unit on the van, and let's show you what the van's like at the moment, and then hopefully by the time that the guys come, I can then show you what the van's like after and the reasons why I think it's better. So this is the existing unit that's in the van. So it is a double din unit. Then what I mean by that, it's obviously double sides. So, but it's quite basic. It does have Bluetooth and audio connectivity, so you can play your music through your phone on it, everything like that. As I say, connect your phone up to it and do phone calls, etc. It has a DAB radio. So, you know, it's good enough for what you want. And, you know, by the standards of earlier vans, obviously it's positively well equipped. But the reason why I want to go for a more modern unit is principally because I want the Apple CarPlay. I had a hire van and I was really impressed with how useful it is. Obviously, the new unit that I've ordered has now arrived, a Pioneer unit. It's a full 7 inches across. So I've ordered that, it's arrived, and also the fascia kit, so all this will all blend in properly. And then the guy will come and fit it, and fit it so that the steering wheel functions will work on the new radio as well. But at the moment, what I'm currently doing is I'm using this old Android device as a sat nav. And on that one there, which obviously I've got the phone in my hand at the moment because I'm filming with it, my iPhone will be there so I can look at the feed. Because if you have the iPhone going and the sat nav on that, if someone rings you, the sat nav turns off briefly. When notifications come through, they get in the way of the sat nav. That's why I elected to have that cheap Android unit there and put the Google Maps through that, or Waze, or whichever one I'm using at the time. But it's not ideal. It's not a particularly big screen. I've got to sort of like plonk it right in front of my face so I can see it. And, you know, I'd sooner have a nice new unit. Yeah, the Pioneer unit I've got does have other functions on it as well. Of course, it has a DAB radio and everything like that. But it also has the function, if you want to fit a reversing camera to it, you can fit it onto that and it will show up on the screen. I don't think I'll bother doing that, but if I want to, I can do. So the guys come in a couple of days to fit it all for me. So we'll let you have a look at what it's like when it's in and see if we can see the benefits of it. So she's installed this Pioneer Apple CarPlay system. As you can see, it's quite a nice big screen for me. I'm pretty pleased with it. So it does have the Apple CarPlay. It has a DAB radio. Sorry about getting cut off there. I'm trying to film while the phone's connected to the stereo here, so that might be wrong. So you have a menu here, and then you've got Apple CarPlay, as you can see. And so everything that comes on your phone is mirrored on there. And the most important thing for me is obviously the map feature. So the maps appear on the center of the screen where you can still operate your phone and look at the feed and everything like that. It all looks quite neat and tidy. I'm quite pleased with it. As I said, it's got the DAB radio. I found the one channel I want, TalkSport's on there, so everything else I'll just find in my leisure time. The only other thing was that for some reason you can't use the internal microphone in the van, so this microphone is there for the Bluetooth on the phone. But it works fine. I've checked it, I've rang someone, and everything appears to be okay. So going forward, hopefully this will help. It looks quite smart. It's integrated well into the dashboard, and as I say, it's a nice generous size screen. So we're pretty pleased with it. So as you can see, I'm quite chuffed with that. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm feeling a little bit better. Still getting the odd bit of mugginess in my head, but we're day by day we're getting better. I am intending to get back onto work properly on Monday. I did do a little bit of work this week, not a lot. I did a couple of short ADR jobs on, I think it was Thursday, yeah, and did one from Manchester to Runcorn, and I did one from Warrington to Northwich. And when I went to Northwich, I actually met up with a fellow YouTuber, Tom, from TG Logistics. Here's a little picture of us together. He found out actually that I was going to be in Northwich, and he invited me around to his house for a cup of tea, which is very nice of him. His van was in for a service, so he wasn't working that day. And I do like Tom. He's actually a lot more experienced than me on YouTube and on the CX, because he's been on it for at least a couple of years now. But he's a nice fella, and I like him because he's one of the few people who are a bit shorter than me. Which is nice, because everyone seems to be so tall nowadays. And then Friday I didn't work this van. It went in for a full service, and then I treated it to a bit of a valet, all with the intention of starting work on Monday. And then obviously I've had the radio installation done today. So now I'm going to show you a video on the Shows Your Van series, and this is from a chap called Luke Ebery. And well, I won't say much. I'll let you watch the video and then we'll talk about him at the end. But he's a good chap, and he has been subscribing to my channel for quite a while, and we have been in touch for quite a bit, and has shown us his latest van acquisition.
Hello Dave at Anvil Logistics, and hello to the Anvil subscribers on YouTube. I'm Luke Ebery at Platinum Transport, and Dave has kindly asked me to do a short video regarding my new acquisition. So without further ado, I'll crack on. I'm based in Nuneaton in Warwickshire. For those of you that don't know where Nuneaton is, it is between Coventry and Leicester, in the Midlands. I run a small van. I've been in the courier industry since June 2022 of last year, after farming for the last 20 odd years. I left the farming industry due to several reasons. One, financially; two, more time for the family; and three, just come to a point where I needed a new challenge, and it was something that this sort of industry took my fancy, because for the last 8 years I've been helping a straw and hay dealer, delivering their stuff to the equine world and to other farmers. So I already had experience with the HB deliveries, and also I have a little small 3.5 ton wagon that I move small numbers of livestock around the country for other farmers as well as hobby farmers. So you know, the door's not completely shut on farming, but it's both feet of mine aren't in it full time. So I started with a Citroen Berlingo van. It was a fairest age van, but it had very little miles when I bought it. It did everything I asked it to do. It was presentable, it was well maintained, and it did every job it went on, it completed. But unfortunately, as you all know, in this game it doesn't take much for something to go wrong, and that was what happened just before Christmas. I was dropping off in Thatcham, and I started to hear a nasty sort of noise coming from the gearbox. I thought it was a little bit odd out of the blue, because 3 weeks before it had a full service, so something just went nearly. So I was faced with two options. One, wait for the useless buggers from RAC to turn up and save me, hopefully before Christmas. Or two, get off home, hope for the best and turn the music up loud, and you know, if it got to a point where I was going up the A34 or M40 and something was seriously, you know, going wrong, I would have obviously pulled over. But I thought, well, if I can just get so far, I will do. And luckily I did get home. So the next day, got it up on the ramps, had a look, and my mechanic sort of came to the conclusion that it was it was a big costly job to get it repaired. Plus we also found something else out, another gremlin hiding under the bonnet, which was would have been another huge cost to put right. So that went, and obviously I was left to find another van. So that's what I did do. So the next vehicle that I found was a Ford Transit Connect. It's got 128,000 on the clock, full service history, a full MOT. It was being sold at a local garage near to myself, and it was owned previously by a company that refit vans out to be camper vans. So I think their intentions, from reading between the lines from the salesman at the garage, was that they was going to fit this out to be a camper van. But because it's only a small van, I think they had second thoughts and thought, well, we don't need this anymore as on our fleet, so we'll get rid. And you'll see when I give you the guided tour that it's not actually lined with plywood board. It's got like a very thin material, a little bit like a carpet, but it's very well insulated. It's got insulation between that thin carpet material and obviously the shell of the van, which I was a bit sort of, ooh, I don't really want that, but hey ho. I thought, well, I'll just ride with it. And to be fair, with not having the bulkhead at the moment, it's actually quite cosy and warm. I know the weather at the moment is pretty mild, so it's not really been fully tested. But if I do decide to tramp out and the missus sort of pisses me off one day, or I get a bit fed up with, you know, seeing, oh, I can do a job, long distance job, stop overnight, and hope to get something back the next morning. So I will be a little bit more cozy, a bit more warmer. So that is obviously it's got to be finished, but that's one difference to what you would normally find with a van anyway. So it's very, compared to my old Citroen, it's very much more spacious, much more a lot more headroom above me. Yes, okay, I'm only 4 foot nothing, so I'm a little bit lost in here, but I do think in the back of the van it's a lot wider than my Citroen Berlingo. The forklift drivers, whenever they used to load that up, used to go a bit, ooh, you know, you could see them sort of getting a bit tetchy, or a bit too close to one side of a wheel arch. But in this, I think it's actually wider. I think the length is still the same. It's not really got, you know, it's electric windows and, you know, standard CD player radio. I do like it for the fact that I can put my tools in a compartment under the passenger seat, which I think is very standard practice with small vans. So I like the fact that I've still got that. It's got more of a sort of biggish sort of bossy type feel to it compared to the old Citroen. So I'm very impressed with it. It's when I bought it, well, after I bought it, I got it up on the ramps at the same garage that gave me the grim news. I felt that they owed me a favour, and they got it up. We had a look underneath, because there's only so much you can see underneath when you're sort of scrambling yourself under, and everything's, you know, okay, everything's good with that, so I'm happy with that on that front. So the way that I operate, I get work off of CX, and I also get work off the poor man's platforms, which is what I started on. It is a poor man's platform for a reason. You know, there's only snippets of work that comes off them. Whether that will change in the future, that's you know, another debate for a day. But I've also got a contract for delivering horse semen and embryos, which runs from February till September. So that's, I cover the Midland collections and the Southern region collections, and I can deliver wherever them deliveries need to take me to. So that's a very well paid job. And then I also been with another couple of logistical firms that I directly get work through from them. So all in all, I want to be more agricultural based in the future, because that's where my contacts, that's where my experience is. But at the moment, I'm quite happy just to plod along as it is. You know, I don't have high expectations, but I'm quite happy as long as I can put a roof over my young family's head and food in their bellies, and keep the vehicle running at a good standard, then that's really what matters to me. So thank you again, Dave, for your invitation for me doing you a little video. But I'm going to give you a guided tour in a minute. If you haven't subscribed to Anvil Logistics YouTube channel, I highly recommend that you do. No, he hasn't paid me to say that, and I know, and I haven't got no brown shit on my nose, so I'm not sucking up. I'm just saying it as it is. He really does do some great informative material that he shares with us all. Good humour, and I've learnt a lot from you, Dave. And there are the other boys out there that do a good job as well. So let's go and give you a guided tour of the van. So as promised, I said I'll do a quick guided tour of the Ford Transit Connect that I've recently acquired. It's a nice silver. Don't show the dirt up quite so much as a white vehicle, a white van, but I've got nothing against white vans. They are what they are. So it's, when I went and looked at the vehicle, I noticed inside that it's fitted with this thin carpet, I don't know, material. Obviously, like I said, he was planning on converting it into a camper van. So I was a bit sceptical. I was a bit like, oh no, where's plywood boarding? But to be fair, I know it's got to be finished, and my cousin's going to do it. He don't know it at the moment though, so I'll spring a little surprise on him. But to be fair, it does keep the heating. So I'm not going to throw too many stones at it. It's got a carpet on the floor. It has got a plywood boarding on as well, so that was one thing I was going to rip out, but because I thought, well, if I'm going to put a pallet in here, well, slide quite so nice, and you know what these forklift drivers like. Don't take much to upset them, does it? So, but I have had a pallet in today, 130 kilos in weight, and it actually did really well, to be fair. So, and it slid lovely. So, and the forklift driver didn't get stroppy at all. So, it has. I've just bought a bulkhead for it. It's come off a vehicle the same age as mine, Full Transit Connect. So I've just got to go over and get that from Stoke-on-Trent. So, like I say, it's just got to get finished off on the sides here, and that's about it. And get the bulkhead fitted. I will leave the carpet in on the bottom, just so if I do go out tramping, it will. If I fall off my little blow-up bed, I'm going to fall on something nice and reasonably soft. And so that's that. Well, one thing that really sold the vehicle to me was, which I didn't have when I bought, which I didn't have with my old vehicle, the Lingo, is it's got a side door, and habit takes it as I haven't used it yet, and I've picked up a few boxes, well, a few small items, and keep, like an idiot, keep going around the back to load up. So I've got to get myself in the habit of using this side door. I'm sorry about the quality of cameraman skills. I'm not the best. It's just a bit cold out here, so I'm shaking like a shitting dog, really. But paintwork wise, it's pretty tidy, as you expect a vehicle of this age, not brand new. You will get a few little scuff marks and stone chips and etc. The worst bit is here, but I've got a replacement panel for that. So that is that. All the tyres I've just recently changed, because they're all odd sizes. Inside, box standard, or CD player. Nothing that's going to set the wheel alight, and it don't particularly bother me, really. As long as it's mechanically sound, that's all that I am truly bothered about, and presentable, obviously. Don't like looking like a rust bucket, do we, turning up somewhere? So like I say, is mechanically at the moment it's good. I do need to do a few little jobs on it, mechanical parts want replacing, but I can get them done as and when time allows me to. So that is that. Obviously it's a small van, so there's not a lot to really show you, but this is my new vehicle, which I'm very happy with. So thank you very much, stay safe, keep earning the money, and hopefully 2023 will be a good year for us. Ta-ta.
Well, there you go, there's our Luke with his nice little van. As you know, I'm not a massive fan of the small van, simply because I think when you're used to a bigger van, I find a small van quite constricted. But you can earn your money on those things, there's absolutely no doubt, and it looks very tidy. Although I've got to admit, I wouldn't fancy tramping in one. And what a change that is, going from a farming background into a courier background, eh? And totally different. but I can see he wants to specialise in work within that industry with the contacts he's made. So good luck to you, Luke, and I hope it all works out for you okay. So that's me done. Not much to report really, apart from my new radio. The van bodywork should be done next week. All the parts are here, but I'm hoping to start work properly next week. I don't expect magic numbers next week. It's still early in the year. We'll get what we get, but I'm intending to do a full week's work now. Like I say, I am feeling slightly better. Still a bit croaky, still a bit muggy now and again, but slowly but surely we're going in the right direction. I hope that you all continue to follow the channel, and let's hope that this year brings us a good year, eh? If you like the video, as usual, please give me a thumbs up. It helps to get the videos out there. And if you don't already, please subscribe to the channel. The numbers are slowly but surely increasing. And what that does, it just shows that it's worth continuing with the videos, because more and more people are watching them. And I do enjoy doing them, and I hope that people get benefit from them. I have quite a lot of people contact me recently, and so what I'm probably going to do is another one of those Q&A ones. I'm going to give you some of the questions that I've had. I have answered them to them directly, but I think some of them are worth repeating for everybody else, and so I'm going to do a Q&A video very, very shortly, and I hope that people get the benefit of that too. But in the meantime, you all take care, and I'll see you soon.